PGC 2021, presented by Alienware and Toomey. Sorry guys, getting late over here in America, so trying to get the energy back up. Gotta throw out the ads in a fun, flashy way, but we are at the last game of this group. Don't fret if you're still in the mood for more PUBG. We still have another set of groups that are gonna be happening immediately after this. But man, all those people with 37.2% cam pick'em challenge, feeling pretty good right now.
I mean, there's a reason we picked them, right? Like, even if they didn't have the greatest PCS 2021 showing, like obviously Petrichor Road coming in with the double win there, this is still Gen G we're talking about. They are still the best squad, best team, best group of players consistently across every single global event that we've had. Like, they always have to be in consideration. PO is still one of the best players to ever touch this game. It's like it's great to see them perform at this level. Not too much of a surprise, but also not much of a surprise is
just runs in
AAA
and grabs the gun.
They're not backing away, but oh my god, he has the M6.
Okay, I respect it. It's a ballsy play though. Just land on top of him this time, try to take their weapon, see if you can get a free knock out of it. Doesn't work, but the mindset, I like it. It's a winner's mindset after taking Picado last time, right?
Ooh, okay. Avenger gets his wish. The circle's not going to be far southeast.
Rex, oh, is he just going to like get right over here on top of them? This is just doing them dirty.
What can he see with the smoke? It's a two-way street, and now, hit right in the back with the incendiary, with the Molotov, but at least he is out of the barn, holding away, but still only having bandages to work with is not great.
I'm trying to get a feel for what's going on. Oath does have a little bit of vision on what's happening to the other two members for Sonic. People are moving too well. I mean, mine is just kind of trapped over here. H1's kind of bleeding out. Mine just says, screw it. I'm just going to charge in. Tries to go for something. He does get knocked, but he at least gets a knock out of it. He's down, flushed. Now what are we going to do about H1? Just making sure that they keep up their damage numbers, taking out as much fence as they can, as it's going to be Show that gets vision right up in that fence. Just takes down Show. I mean, it's like it was planned. They were just checking to see if anybody was hiding behind any of it, and it pays off.
Yeah, and 17 maybe a little too cocky with their positioning, especially standing out in the open like that. Like
Space Station Gaming, as well as maybe DANAWA that's going to see them, but there's going to be a couple other distractions because guess what? Multi-Circle Gaming still roaming around, Fuzz face down. AT's trying to hold the angle into it, does get the knock, but that's a lot of Multi-Circle Gaming coming in. Meanwhile, a Doozy and the rest of Unique having a lot of trouble over here, and it's just bouncing off everywhere.
All into Dante now for Unique, and it's Gen G in their way. That's not a good sign. Oh, they don't know. They have no clue. Trying to replicate Pio's grenade from a previous Miramar. But the damage is starting to take a little bit too much, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Distraction of game home. This actually could be huge. Just completely ruin Gen G's game.
Keeping up slow and steady. Knows that he can take the shots, but instead just might let them be human shields, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Now he creep back. He just has to be very careful about revealing due to footsteps. And Onyx not even looking at the angle because they think that they've already got it cleared. He creeps back into it, gets a quick down, easy flush, but now he's got to make sure to contend up against the rest of the team. The rest of the team, though, having a little bit of trouble as they did separate away from this one, and while we did see Game Home being a little bit of a problem beforehand, they've kind of got their own problems to deal with and are looking into a new angle. And there you go. Dante did manage to get one, but it was just a matter of time. Too many Gen G members still up.
Good flick on the head there to end things. But now Oath versus TSM. TSM are able to take out Kaishin, but they're in a lot of trouble right now because Oath are pushing out of their building. But who's that behind them? That's Gex still. Or that's TSM out.
It's just take one down, pass it around right now. Every single time somebody gets a knock, somebody else knocks them. And anybody that was trying to approach into this is just having a ton of trouble. Gex still has their one member alive, we should be noting, up in the northeast of it. But with this, we still have Game Home still trying to figure out what they're going to do about New Happy that's right next to him. Gen G still running a very aggressive three-man split all across this and harassing anything that moves. This is what happens when you start winning so many games back-to-back. You just start to stranglehold, and you start to feel you can take control over anything, and this momentum is carrying. Ming has to be careful as he's moving through. This one gets a little bit of vision, but it's just teams walking into other teams, and it's just assisting everybody that's already inside the safe zone.
I mean, there are only a few members of New Happy left, but the fact that they're able to clear their area so they can focus on potentially breaking through 17 is huge. But here comes the push by SSG onto Enterforce grenades already at the ready by the Japanese team, lying in wait. And there it goes. They go boom, SSG up to the stars, but maybe not in the fashion that they had intended.
SSG had an idea, and then suddenly they did not. That was over before it could even start. We do see Gex last member finally go down. New Happy, 2-member stuff, still moving in. And poor 17 that just can't catch a break no matter where they go. Somebody wants to mess with him. Grenade's going to come out, bounce a little bit too far. Now revealing positionings off that one. Yan's going to go down. It's going to be an easy pickup from 17, just peeking over the top of this one. We might finally see 17 getting a little bit of a moment to breathe as Ming's going to be coming along the same path. Can 17 defend up against it, or are they going to be expecting it is really the question.
17 starting to get placement points. It's a rarity. Basking it, everyone. That's not trying to knock them. They just have so many kill points that they're in such a good position despite the placements being low. But if they can take out Ming here, I guess they could have total control of the southeast side.
Yeah, I mean, they've just got the numbers. Unless Ming just goes absolutely insane, which we can see New Happy do every once in a while. And Ming just, it's just such a defended angle right now. And he doesn't want to overstep any other lines. There's 2 Sonics members on the other side of the hill. So he's just got a very forced approach, and they know exactly what's coming through, but reads the smoke, gets the down on 1. Now he has the cover to work with, and he can find a couple of neat little angles into it, gets the spray, almost gets the second one down, instead going for the flush into it. Little Ghost has taken a lot of damage, but now it's going to be Sonics, talking about the fact that they were on the other side of it, now realizing the fact they may have an opportunity. Snakers is going to be the one that gets knocked onto it, and is also going to be able to get the flush. 17 Gaming now down to just 1, looks back in the direction of what's going on with Sonics, does get the down, but it's going to be Ming that gets the flush onto it. Sonics get eliminated as the 2 teams that were now contesting against each other inside of New Happy and 17 work together to try to survive, as it's just the 2 solos. Let's see if Ming's got it in him to take down the last member of 17 up in front of him. This is going to be a difficult task, to say the least, as now FaZe Clan is going to have to contest up against where we see Jinji, and yep, there we go, finding the angle into it. Ming does the impossible, picks it up, and now gets control of the south.
Ooh, here comes Oath, trying to reclaim that position that Sonics have left available, getting into the zone, but it's going to continue to pull away from them, pull towards the west, where FaZe and Genji have been battling it out. Genji still have 3, haven't lost a single person left, but FaZe are also somehow able to stabilize from what looked to be a really rough situation against MCG. But let's see if Enterforce on the north can't throw a spanner in this whole situation.
I mean, all right. What you got? I mean, you just took down a squad by yourself. It was 3 people. I mean, with a little bit of assistance from distractions coming in. Now you've got a 4-man squad that's approaching, and I mean, you've got no armor left. Get the stems up. He knows the fight's going to be coming. He's got to be very careful. He knows he's also going to have to move as a big problem with it. DANAWA is going to be doing a great job of causing problems for it, but Ming steps around, spots out kickstart. Now he's already got the drop onto 1, gets a vision on what's going on with it, but has to try to use the smoke. There's a little bit of a carpet that he can use for cover onto it. Seeing if maybe he can get a little bit of a sneaky angle to work with. Gonna go ahead and make sure to flush out the member of it. And okay, at range, it's gonna be who else but Jinji to take down Ming.
How you say that? Genji lost all of their other members to FaZe while we were watching that fight. FaZe have now total control of the west side, and barring a successful push by Enterforce, and then of course DANAWA on the east, they are now looking in a really hot position. Fairly unsuccessful day for this team so far, but right now if they can end it with a bang, that'll be great for FaZe fans.
Oath just driving in the wrong neighborhood right now. Do lose 1 in the rotation. It's going to be reload, but they do manage to make it in the safe zone. On the other side of the road, though, they have to be careful. DANAWA's been doing a great job at controlling so much of what's been going on inside the circle. Enterforce does cross the road using the smokes, and they're creeping slowly and steadily into where FaZe's positioning is at. Harassment's coming in at range, and it's going to be DANAWA trying to get a little bit more. Esther is still alive for Jinji. It's going to be our 5th team that's still alive at the time. Vex has to hear this car that's going on that rolls up pretty close to him, but no, it's going to be 8C doing the work in for it, making sure to get down the flush on a Pure Boy as well. So, I mean, Enterforce, you got some smokes, and that's about it. 3 members of FaZe just waiting for it, and there you go. Feed it over. It's going to be DANAWA that's going to be able to pick it up, and now down to our last 4 teams. Oath with 1, Jinji with 1, FaZe with 3, and DANAWA with 4.
AT has been huge for FaZe this round so far. Already 5 kills for himself. And depending on what Snakers can do to maybe get 1 extra player off of DANAWA, this could be a very exciting end game. It's not exactly a field, but it might as well be. Oh, there it is. Drive-by comes through. Rex takes out Snakers without too much of a fight.
All right, is this where it's just going to come unhinged on it? They're inside their vehicles. They're starting to roam. Esther coming up on one angle. DANAWA just rolling around through. Esther hears the footsteps, gets vision into it, doesn't get the knock immediately, goes for a reposition onto it, tries to go, does get the knock onto one of them, but is quickly exchanged. Fuzzface does go down inside of it, but Ace is going to go ahead and pick it up. Being that work engine you were talking about just a second ago, DANAWA hears the firefight and now quickly executes to try to gatekeep out any form of movement from FAZE.
AC knew that he immediately needed to go to the center of the circle. He couldn't let DANAWA take more position than he could allow it while the revive was coming through. And look at his forward position right now. Right on top of DANAWA. In fact, he actually has an angle to leave low. This could be huge if he's able to knock him out, take him out. That's going to stop DANAWA's own flank, but the shots just aren't there. And now he's given his own position away.
He needed that one right there. DANAWA now starting to find different angles to work with. They're stacking in. They've got one on a nice side flank to work with at the time. Rex starting to get a little bit more of a high ground point. FAZE slowly and steadily being compressed in amongst themselves. High ground salute comes up, picks up one, goes for the jump over, trying to bring some style. Fuzzface, the last one up, seeing if maybe he can get some type of kill out of it. He knows the fact that he is firmly surrounded. 4 members up, tossing the grenades in, tries to connect with one, but it isn't quite enough just yet. Now having to look up, tons of members coming through, and there you go. DANAWA picks up the round.
There was a moment that FAZE could have tried to regain control of that circle. Even without the knock, however, DANAWA had the ability, with the man advantage, as well as I believe access to a vehicle or two, get that surround onto the zone, get those crossfires set up, and they get another win for themselves.
I do have to say, though, there were some signs of life from FAZE, a little bit more quiet than we're used to seeing them whenever we get to the international stage. So making it into the thick of the end there, and like you were talking about,